IELTS Speaking Part 1, Holidays. Question 1. Where do you usually go for your holidays? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I usually go to Hokkaido in Japan for my holidays. It is a very beautiful place with lots of snow in winter. I like to eat hot seafood there to relax. Band 7 answer. To be honest, my favorite holiday spot is Hokkaido in northern Japan. It has amazing snowy scenery in the winter, and I really enjoy warming up with some fresh, hot seafood to relax. Band 8 answer. Well, my absolute go-to destination is Hokkaido up in northern Japan. The winter wonderland scenery is just out of this world, and honestly, nothing beats warming up with a piping hot bowl of fresh seafood after a day in the snow. Question 2. Do you prefer traveling alone or with your friends? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I prefer traveling with my friends. It is much more fun to talk and laugh together. Also, we can share the cost of hotels and food. Band 7 answer. I definitely prefer traveling with a group of friends. It's just a lot more fun having people to share the experience and have a laugh with. Plus, splitting the bill for accommodation and meals makes the trip much cheaper. Band 8 answer. Oh, I'd choose traveling with a tight-knit group of friends any day of the week. Having your buddies around to share the laughs and make memories just elevates the whole trip. Not to mention, splitting the tab for hotels and food is a huge lifesaver for your wallet. Question 3. What do you usually do during your holidays? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I usually sleep late because I am very tired from work. After that, I like to visit old temples in Kyoto to take photos and eat local street food. Band 7 answer. Well, I usually start by sleeping in to catch up on my rest. Once I'm ready, I love exploring historical spots, like the ancient temples in Kyoto, snapping some photos, and trying out the local street food. Band 8 answer. Well, first things first, I always sleep in to catch up on some much-needed shut-eye. Once I'm fully recharged, I absolutely love wandering around historical sites like the ancient temples in Kyoto, snapping a few shots, and honestly, just stuffing my face with local street food. Question 4. Are holidays important to you? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, holidays are very important to me. I work very hard every day, so I need time to rest my body and mind. Without holidays, I would get sick. Band 7 answer. Absolutely. They are super important for me to recharge my batteries. Since I work quite hard during the week, taking time off is really the only way to avoid burning out and stay healthy. Band 8 answer. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. They're absolutely crucial for recharging my batteries and keeping my sanity intact. Given the crazy hours I put in at work, taking time off to completely unplug is the only way to keep burnout at bay. IELTS Speaking Part 2. Unexpected situation. Describe a trip that didn't go as planned. You should say where you went, who you went with, what went wrong, and explain how you felt about it. You have 1 minute to prepare. You have 2 minutes to talk. Model answer. Band 6 answer. I want to share a story about a trip to Okinawa with my family 2 years ago. We planned a 3-day summer holiday because we wanted to go swimming and eat fresh seafood by the beach. However, things went completely wrong right after we arrived. A big typhoon suddenly hit the island. It rained very hard, and the wind was so strong that it was dangerous to go outside. All the shops and restaurants were closed. Because of the bad weather, we just stayed in our hotel room for 2 days and ate instant noodles. At first, I felt very sad and disappointed because our holiday was ruined. But later, my family and I played card games and talked a lot. So, it was not a perfect trip, but we still had some fun together. Band 7 answer. A couple of years ago, my friends and I organized a summer getaway to Okinawa. We had been looking forward to this trip for months, hoping to spend a few days relaxing on the beach and trying out some water sports. Unfortunately, our plans were completely ruined shortly after we arrived. Out of nowhere, a massive typhoon struck the region. The weather became incredibly dangerous, with heavy downpours and strong winds, so the local government advised everyone to stay indoors. As a result, all our outdoor activities were cancelled. Instead of enjoying nice seafood dinners by the ocean, we were stuck inside our hotel room for 2 whole days, surviving on convenience store snacks and cup noodles. Naturally, I was pretty upset and frustrated at first. However, being trapped inside meant we ended up spending hours playing board games and sharing funny stories. Looking back, Even though the weather was a disaster, it actually brought us closer together. Band 8 answer. One particular experience that immediately springs to mind is a disastrous getaway to Okinawa I took with my close friends. We had meticulously planned this idyllic beach vacation, hoping to spend our days snorkeling and soaking up the sun. As luck would have it, our timing couldn't have been worse. Literally the morning after we touched down, a freak typhoon barreled into the island. The conditions deteriorated so rapidly that a strict shelter-in-place advisory was issued, which completely threw a wrench in the works. Consequently, our dreamy tropical itinerary went straight out the window. Rather than dining at fancy oceanfront restaurants, we found ourselves cooped up in a tiny hotel room for 48 hours. We had to make do with whatever instant ramen we had managed to scavenge from the local convenience store before the storm hit. Initially, I was absolutely gutted to see our plans go up in smoke like that. But surprisingly, being stranded forced us to just hang out, play cards, and talk for hours on end. In hindsight, while it was a complete logistical nightmare, that shared adversity actually made it one of the most unforgettable trips I've ever had. IELTS Speaking Part 3. Unexpected Situation. Question 1. Why do people like to travel to unfamiliar places? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think people want to see new things and escape their normal lives. When they go somewhere new, they can try different food and learn about other cultures. It is very exciting for them. Band 7 answer. Mostly, it's about breaking out of their daily routine and experiencing something completely different. Traveling to unknown destinations allows folks to step outside their comfort zone and soak up new cultures. Plus, it gives them great stories to tell when they get back. Band 8 answer. From my perspective, the main draw is the sheer thrill of stepping into the unknown and shaking up the mundane daily grind. Immersing oneself in an unfamiliar culture pushes people way out of their comfort zones, which inevitably broadens their horizons. Ultimately, it's about collecting unique experiences rather than just ticking off tourist traps. Question 2. How can people deal with unexpected problems while traveling? Model answer. Band 6 answer. It is important to stay calm and not get angry. For example, if you lose your bag, you should go to the police station first. Also, buying travel insurance before the trip is a very good idea. Band 7 answer. The most crucial thing is to keep a cool head and not panic when things go sideways. Having a backup plan or a bit of emergency cash can really save the day. Furthermore, taking out solid travel insurance beforehand gives you peace of mind if a disaster strikes. Band 8 answer. The absolute key is to just roll with the punches instead of letting a hiccup ruin your entire vibe. If things go south, keeping a level head allows you to figure out a plan B on the fly. Not to mention, making sure you're backed by comprehensive travel insurance beforehand is an absolute no-brainer. Question 3. Has the way people travel changed much in recent years? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, it has changed a lot because of smartphones. In the past, people used paper maps, but now everyone uses apps to find places easily. Also, budget airlines make flying much cheaper than before. Band 7 answer. Oh, completely. The rise of smartphones has totally revolutionized how we get around, basically making paper maps a thing of the past. On top of that, the boom in budget airlines means hopping on a plane is now super affordable for the average person. Band 8 answer. Night and day, honestly. The advent of travel apps and GPS has virtually wiped out the need for physical maps, making navigation an absolute breeze. On the flip side, thanks to the explosion of budget carriers, jet-setting across borders is no longer a luxury reserved for the wealthy, but a highly accessible weekend activity. Question 4. What are the benefits of traveling for young people? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Traveling helps young people learn how to be independent. When they are away from their parents, they have to solve problems by themselves. This makes them grow up faster and become stronger. Band 7 answer. Going on trips is a fantastic way for the younger generation to build independence. Navigating a foreign city without their parents hovering around forces them to think on their feet. Consequently, they return home much more mature and self-reliant. Band 8 answer. Hitting the road is undeniably a crash course in adulting for younger folks. Being thrown into unfamiliar situations without their safety net forces them to figure things out on the fly and really trust their gut. As a result, they come back significantly more street smart and capable of handling whatever life throws at them.
Congrats on making it to the end of this video, and kudos to you if you did all that practice. You are amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And you can also add my official LINE account that's in the profile. And if you do this, then I can send you a free phrases guide that you can use for your practice. All right, happy studying. See ya.